I think it's time for our first game now. So I call it name. Well, if we can say it out loud, yeah, name association. I'm struggling with the word name there. I'm essentially going to give you a sentence, a description, and you throw back at me the first name that comes to your mind in the wrestling business. And it can be from any promotion, anyone you've ever worked with. And the first one is last man standing at the bar.
Neidhart.
Do you know, I wouldn't have guessed that name for some reason, but Jim Neidhart
Yeah,
definitely then.
yeah. And Flair.
Mm, fair enough. Yes, as Don Morocco used to say, Jim Neidhart was always on the quest to find a civilized Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I can remember Neidhart every time we'd go to, especially in Las Vegas. After the matches, he'd start gambling, and we're getting up to go to the airport, and he's still at the bar. He's still gambling.
Good man. Good man.
Yeah.
Biggest bully.
God, I don't know. We didn't. No, we were never subject to any bullies. I think people respected us because it.
That's fine. I'll move on.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know.
No. Smelliest wrestler.
Oh boy. I never experienced it, but I heard Vader.
A name that comes up quite often here. Most reckless in the ring. Who would just be throwing them arms and legs out at you with reckless abandon?
Hmm. That'd be hard to say. I don't know because I'll be honest with you. Once the match started, we always controlled the movement.
Hmm.
So they may have tried. Uh, maybe a guy like Tim Woods, but I don't think he was reckless. He was always trying to do something. There again, he was. If you stayed in his ear, and he was an accomplished wrestler, so he didn't have any need to be reckless. But if you didn't stay in his ear and keep step, 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 he would do something outlandish and reckless. Yeah.
The nicest person in wrestling.
Oh my, there's a lot of guys. Tommy Rich was a nice guy. Martel, Tito, uh, Brett. Um, so many guys.
Hmm.
So many guys.
Most miserable wrestler to be around in the locker room. It's sort of like someone who would bring the mood down, always had a frown.
Savage.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. We weren't around him that much though.
No.
But he's always seemed grumpy. And I don't know why. I mean, for God's sakes. Um, but I'd say, yeah, Savage.
I don't know. He got to bring his wife, on the road with him as well. A luxury afforded
Yeah.
to very few.
Oh, yeah. But I just don't understand the mentality. I don't know what was going on.
Person who turned up most late to shows.
Oh, Iron Mike Sharp.
What, was he still
Iron
showering in
Mike.
the building the night
Yeah, he
before?
was. He wasn't. And if the truth be known, he wasn't really late. He was just so early that everybody thought he was late. And
Heavy,
Mike Sharp's another nice guy.
mm,
I forgot Mike Sharp. He's another nice guy.
heaviest smoker.
Uh, one that I witnessed probably would Harley Race or
Mm.
Dino Bravo. Dino Bravo was a heavy smoker too. Always had a cigarette in his hand.
Mm. Well, Dino and cigarettes.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a history there. The
Yep. Yep.
weirdest, the weirdest person to be around. He was just like even too weird for wrestling, maybe.
Mm, I don't know. Tony Atlas is a little strange. but he's not too weird to be in wrestling.
Mm.
Uh, maybe maybe Buzz Sawyer.
Best jobber.
Oh, George South, Horowitz, George South probably.
You'd
Yeah.
be, I don't think you would be stunned, but I was going to say you'd be stunned how often those two names, and especially George South, come up.
Oh no, George is well renowned in this business, and he doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
As he says, he what bought how many houses by looking at the lights every night.
That's right. That's right. Guido once said, he says, I don't mind losing, but he said, I want to lose in the small towns and the coliseums.
That's the spirit. That's someone who truly understands, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Best. I don't know how you are with like giving out numbers, so you can be as evasive as you want with this one. But best payoff man and best payoff.
Oh, I would have to say Japan, and here in the States would probably be Charlotte and Atlanta, and the payoff was good. The payoff was very good.
With that being said, what was the biggest? I know you don't want to give the number, but the best single payoff event, was it a WrestleMania or was it a Japan thing?
Probably WrestleMania, but Japan was good too.
You remember which WrestleMania?
Uh, no, they were all pretty good. I mean, they were all comparable. Because in our situation, it was split four ways. It was, as a tag, it was always split. It wouldn't be as much as two singles, but they were good.
Now
this could have been better.
Well, they could always be better, couldn't they?
Yeah.
With that being said, this is going to be probably an unfair question, but the most talented person you ever wrestled?
Oh my goodness, there's so many of them. I'd say the Bulldogs, Brett, Inoki, Fujinami. Holy mackerel! There's a ton of guys.
No, I told you it was an unfair one.
Martel, Tito, Arn Anderson, bunch of guys. We were really fortunate. We were there at a time when there was so much top talent. You just switched the guys that night and you had good matches.
I was going to ask you the same one again by accident. The worst injury you ever saw?
To me, or that I saw?
Can be anything. So we can have two answers, in fact. But the worst injury you ever saw?
I wasn't there, but I witnessed it on YouTube. Is when Sid broke his leg.
Yeah.
I mean that made me cringe. I mean, I know it was years ago, but to see the end result of that, holy shit, that was. Oof. And my personal one was when I tore my pec. We were in Jacksonville, and I gave a guy a clothesline, and he ran through it, and the thing popped. And there again, another one similar to that was when I was spotting John Studd, and he was doing bench press, and he was trying 600, and he had it up over his position, and he went down, and on the way back up, he tore his pec, and man, it just rolled and turned black and blue. Turned black and blue immediately. It was like somebody had took a softball right out of his chest. Ooh, yeah, I can remember that.
I don't know why anyone would, like, in my mind, that's an ego lift. And why would you risk an ego lift while you're on the road?
Yeah.
Crazy.
But there's a lot of strong guys. I saw Dino do 550. Tony Atlas and I were together last week in Hamilton, and I saw Tony do 600 in a ring on a tiny little narrow bench in a wobbly ring. Yeah.
I'm going to give you one more, then we're going to get to the demolition questions, your demolition questions. There was a million of them, so I'll do my best to get through as many. But my favourite question to end it on is the most memorable backstage fight.
You know, we didn't have many fights when I was there. I don't recall. Oh, maybe the Bulldogs and the Rougeaus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we didn't witness it. We just heard of it. It took place on TV, so it was in the hallways. But that probably stand out as one of the memorable for us. Yeah.